Okay. All right. Good morning, I should say the George Realty. I hope you had a very nice weekend. I think the housing activities has been going up. I think that's good. Our office has the best month for a long time last month, and I hope we can keep the momentum. And there's a lot of houses for sale, and a lot of buyers are still interested. And the question is whether the interest rate will go down. That we have to wait until actually this week, the Wednesday, when they have the Fed meeting, and hopefully they will be sympathetic to the economy. Everybody was expecting to go into the recession, and hopefully the Fed will kind of help us to get out of the recession a little bit by reducing the interest rate, but we have yet to see. It will be announced Wednesday, so keep our fingers crossed. But anyway, this is a good month to do a business, and historically, March to September is the best month to do real estate. So rev your engine up and do some business, okay? Before it's too late. Okay, and with that, I would like to introduce all the affiliates today. As you know, that Nancy will be our affiliate highlights. And of course, Nancy always have information to share with us. But before that, we'd like to introduce the other affiliates. Let's begin with Marie. Marie, good morning.
Morning, everyone. Marie with Contempo Escrow, here to help you serve your business. What can I say about the market? I guess Peter is absolutely correct. It's like we've had this surge all of a sudden in the market. And we probably started seeing it coming in last month, where it's probably the best we've seen it in the last 4 to 5 months. So things are definitely moving. It appears our inventory is coming back on. Buyers are still very active to buy. So I think the best thing everyone can do is continue to do what you do your farming, reach out to your sphere of influences, talk to the people around you, make sure everyone knows you're in real estate. And if you need my help as far as estimates, if you're going to go on appointments, if you have questions regarding, a matter for escrow or any advice or help that I can give you on your listings, if you need farming material, you can call me as well. That's what I'm here for. Most of you, as you know, I leave my cell phone number. So if you need to call me on a weekend, I'm available. And you can even call me after hours as long as it's done in a respectable manner. But whatever you need, I'm here. And again, don't shy away from your mobile homes. People are going to buy them. It's just where we are right now, especially when you get into the younger generation who are not able to buy single family residences. I'm seeing a lot more young people buying mobile homes. So wherever I can help you to grow, please feel free to reach out to me. Have a great week.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much. Maria Howard. Good morning, Maria.
Yep. Okay, there we go. That little button got stuck. So just to stay within the theme about the market, we do have a lot of free marketing tools on our door hangers that are available for those of you who are doing the traditional door knocking. We also have newsletters on our landing page that can be used as a augmenting what you're doing on your own CRMs, and they're free. You can customize them, put your logo, your information, and email them out to your database. I think if any tip I would give this today regarding home warranty is that really super be careful in ordering those plans. What I've been coming across lately is people are ordering the bare bones, and the bare bones still have coverage, but when you get a call from us saying your out-of-pocket costs on the lower tier is $965, when you could have advised your buyer to have paid the difference and upgraded the plan to have come out less out of pocket, would have been a better phone call than them calling you frustrated that they have to now come up with money. And always make sure that when the order is being placed, that is playing correctly, the type of plan you are getting, if there's an ADU, whether you call it casitas, guest quarters, granny flats, they are a second home on the property. Please make sure you have sufficient coverage. And if you're in doubt, always reach out to me and let me know, and I will help navigate making sure you get the best plan. So thank you so much for having me. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Maria. Okay, let's go with Sandy Franco from First American Home Warranty. Sandy.
Good morning. Hey, Maria, say it louder for the people in the back. Don't buy basic plans. Or if you do, don't use our companies, use someone else, because the phone calls we get are horrific when these buyers don't have the coverage that they think they have. First of all, everyone thinks home warranty covers everything at all times for everything, and we don't do that. The best thing you can say to your clients is that the home warranty is going to help offset their out-of-pocket costs. So when we do pay for something, 100% of something, like a dishwasher, they're thrilled, right? But basic plans are basic. They're not named incorrectly. It's correct. It's super basic. And, you know, pay the difference, upgrade the plan. It's what's a couple $100 for peace of mind. It's your we don't know your clients until you introduce us to them. So it's your responsibility to let them know that if there's going to be a home warranty, that they have other options other than just what the seller's providing. And, you know, that's what we're here for. We're your experts. Tap into the knowledge. I've got 21 years in home warranty. Maria's got 31 years in the industry and 10 plus in home warranty now. We know our stuff. Call us. You know, we want what's best for your client, and selfishly because it's easier for us. Because you know what? We get paid the same. You get a basic plan, I get the same commission if you get the max plan. But I want what's best for your clients because it actually makes my life easier. When the coverage is better, everyone's happier. And it makes life a lot easier for everyone, including you, because you don't want that phone call. You want them to call your friends and say, I just had a great experience. And so, you know, you so-and-so is your realtor. Don't make them say, oh my God, I didn't know. And it's because blah, blah, blah. We're here. Ask, shoot an address to us. We'll tell you what we think you should put on the RPA. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And we'll see people tomorrow.
Thank you, Sandy. I know you're known for your quick promptness in response, and then we help the agent a lot, and we appreciate that very much. Thank you. All right, then we have Mai Chu from Fidelity National. Mai?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My True with Fidelity Title. If you guys have a prelim that you need an update on and you want items eliminated on there so it won't show to like the buyers, submit the SI as soon as possible if you can, because with Fidelity we need to submit the update to the research department, and so they're the ones that are doing it with the prelim and eliminating them. So it would be faster and quicker if you could just send us the SI as soon as possible, as soon as you get it. And if you need anything else, I'm available nights, weekends, you know, anytime that you guys need. If you guys are working, I'm working. So whatever you need, just let me know and I'll be able to send it out to you. I still have open house kits if anybody needs them as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mai. Do we have anybody in the training room, affiliates in the training room? For some reason, we don't have internet today, so we don't have big screen. Jimmy, do we have any affiliates in the training room? Where's Jimmy?
No, I don't think. Did you just say no, Carlos? No affiliates? No.
Oh,
Okay.
no? Okay. All right. Then I think then we'll come to affiliate spotlight today. And Nancy from Lawyers Title. Nancy, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna give you bits and pieces of what's going on, but today I was gonna talk about easement a little bit. And the reason I brought up easement is that we see it in our prelim. And now what are we doing and what's going on with people that's how they're looking at easements. Let me give you a definition, a simple way of what an easement is. Easement is there is a piece of land, a location on the property that someone owns, but it is given another person or another company or entity to use for a specific purpose. Most of the time, they will tell you the location. There are ones that are blanket easements. Those are what I'm not going to talk about today. The reason I brought easement up is the most common one that we see is the utility easement. That includes Edison, the sewer, any of the gas line, any of those. Those are common. The ones that I am worrying about, they're not because of the ADU they're for sale. But the most common one that you see also are the driveway easement. For example, you have a condo. Most of the condo that were built in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they're like two buildings. In the middle, that's a driveway that goes into everybody's garage. That is the easement that's absolutely an easement. Is for use for ingress and egress. That means in and out purpose, and has to be written in the condo plan, in the map. Okay, so it's on the map, it's recorded, and it's the location, and it has a purpose. Where is it? What kind of easement is it? And what for? What purpose? So when I talk about utility, you have Edison, you have gas, you have plumbing, you have all that. Those are specific purposes. And the more common one in since the 90s are the easements for the cell towers. We see that. There's one at the Cotai Realty parking lot. The owner granted him an easement for the cell tower. So those are the easement that I see that commons in what you do all the time. And I had a situation that the driveway for a condo, there was 10 condos, 5 on each side. One of the person's car got hit. Insurance won't cover it. Can anybody guess why? Because it's parked in the driveway. It's for in and out. It's not for parking. So if you, a good homeowners association will tell the people you can't park on the driveway. So you as agents, please let your client know when they buy the property, these are the easement, they can go in and out. They can probably temporarily park there to unload or pick up somebody or to wash their car for a short term. But if they park there, something happens, it could be a problem. And those people are they're picking a fight with the association, tell them that they're supposed to be able to park. So the easement, it has a specific purpose and it tells you exactly where it is. Okay, so that brings to something that I want to talk about, and that's I get a call almost every week now from an agent. Oh, my client built the ADU. The new law, I think 2 years ago or a year ago, Peter, you know that the state doesn't make sense. They make all kinds of laws, but it's in reality, it doesn't work. Okay, so let me tell you why it doesn't work. And I have to speak very bluntly because I have the expertise and I'm going to tell you. They built an ADU. It does have separate meter, separate gas and utility, electric meter. Everything is done in water. They separated it. They did a good job. They want to sell them. And the state says, yes, you can sell your ADU. Okay, you can sell that, but who's gonna be maintaining the driveway? What about the wall?
Yeah.
What about the pipes? All that stuff. You have to, the easements are there, but then you got to create an easement for the driveway for them to use unless there's no parking.
Yeah, you have to make the subdivision first before you.
Yeah, you can't do the subdivision because it's an ADU. The land is one land. So what I think people are doing in the west side, Santa Monica, Palm, Wilshire area, I have a builder that's building properties like that. that they're selling tenants in common.
Hmm.
So I want you as agent to be prepared when your client tell you, can I sell my ADU? I heard the law allows me to sell that. I want you to have the answer so you seem like an expert. That's how you earn your business. That's how you earn referral. I'm not talking about this so technical. I'm telling you, use the knowledge that we affiliate give you so you look great. You look like an expert in front of the clients and you can get more business. Who's going to pay for that? What about the trees? What about the landscaping? You got to create a easement for the driveway. You got to create what I'm going to talk about, homeowner association, to collect the money
Mhm.
to do this. Also, you might have to create a CCNR. CCNR's covenants, conditions, and restrictions on the property. They can't go plant the vegetables in the backyard where you go also. They can't have chickens and stuff. You gotta have those restrictions so your client, the person you sold the ADU to, has limited power to make sure that properties are maintained properly. Okay, they might have 10 dogs. What are you gonna do with that? How are you going to deal with that? Those are the things, as a realtor, when your client asks you these easements and CCRs are going to come in place in order to keep the property's value. Because if you sell it to somebody that is ruining the property and you have no control over it, your value for your property is going to decline. Okay, so there are tenants in common property. You can sell them. Maybe the ADU is smaller. You can sell them. They're 30% owner of the 100% ownership. But then you also have to have the restrictions and CCNRs to regulate them. And that's how they're doing it. And Peter and I have clients that are calling me and say they show 4 property in the Palms area. They're all like tenants in common. Those are common practice now. So be careful and be aware there are properties like that. So when you see those properties, they're selling cheaper, maybe $100,000 cheaper than most properties, find out, call the listing agent, find out if they're, Marie, you know about how we do tenants in common. We can do those. We insure them. Escrow can do them.
I'm
But
calling
as agent,
tomorrow at Tenants in Common.
yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of them in San Francisco. It started in New York mostly because of this the beautiful condos, those by the park. Those are tenants in common. So and you need to have certain rules of governing them. So easement is common, and I have clients that calls me about builders that want the bill, and then of course Peter, your office of James, he knows everything about subdivision. Subdivision is not for somebody that doesn't understand the process to do. I have a 30 unit condo that's going up in Pasadena. Besides going to the civil engineering, besides doing the subdivision, besides doing the survey, architecture, the money you spend ahead of times is a lot. So if you have a client that wants to buy a piece of lot, a lot of the Asians coming in, they say, I'm a builder in China, I'm a builder somewhere else in Vietnam, I want to build these homes. Talk to the expert, because those are 2 years up to maybe 3-4 years of money that you spent without the income. And I do subdivision all the time, but it's not, it takes a team. My builder has a staff of 6 people, plus he's the general contractor to work on these. So easements is something you have to look at, and tell your client if they buy the condo, they have to read the CCNRs and the easement. That's why lenders, we have some lenders here, without the condo, without the CCNR, without the homeowner association budgets and bylaw, lenders will not fund.
Mhm.
So if you see, I have one project in Arcadia, I think it's 6 unit. They didn't keep up with the association. There was no reserve. One person manages it. They share all the water bill and everything. Garner, they just go collect from 6 people and they pay it. They couldn't sell it. And because it's 6 units, 5 and up, you need Department of Real Estate's processing. They have to approve it. That means in order to sell anything in that, they have to restart the Department of Real Estate's process from day one because it's expire. Okay, so when you take a listing, find out from your seller who's managing the HOA. Do you have the meeting? Do you have the bylaw? Do you have the budget? All that is necessary because that agent took the listing. She couldn't sell it. You know how she sold it? She sold it to an all cash buyer. And I worry about that because she double entered it. She's the owner. What if the buyer later on has a problem with the neighbor with something? A big assessment comes up, the sewer busted, the pipeline busted. 6 of them are going to have to fix it themselves because there's no HOA, no reserve. Okay. And I don't know if they have good earthquake insurance, all that insurance too, because the lender will require good insurance, but all cash buyer, they don't. So these are time bombs, Peter, I'm telling you, because you and I are very careful. If you sell to somebody when there's no HOA, there's no reserve, and it's all cash, be careful. It's a time bomb ticking.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Nancy. I ran into a project like that, 10 units in Monterey Park. They started the subdivision 10 years ago, but then the public report expired, and they have to go through the same process again. It took a year and a half just to go through the subdivision process. So that is very important. You are very, very correct. And without the have the DRE issue you the public report, you cannot sell it.
Yeah, and DRE is very slow right now.
Yeah, right, so.
I have 6 projects going on right now, and my DRE person, I have 2 of them. They're going crazy because they're just, the reason is, Peter, that during COVID, a lot of the senior people that does the DRE, the DRE processing people and also the internal people, Department of Real Estate retired. So we got brand new people doing this.
Yeah.
And they're learning as we are learning. So a lot of times my Department of Real Estate processing people are teaching them. So it gets delayed. My builder gets very impatient because every day they have money there. They need to recoup the construction loan. They need to recoup all that before they can sell. So I just want you to know that what knowledge we give you is to make you look good in front of your clients, and also make sure that you don't take them into a transaction that could cost you and everybody money and time. But Peter, I'm going to ask something besides, if you want to know, if you're buying a vacant lot, and I have clients that buy shopping center, and I know all the title company does it, you just have to request it. I do it automatically for a few of my clients because I know what they're doing. I plot all the easements. We cannot plot easements without the preliminary title report is done. So as soon as the report is done, we're plotting all the easement. All the easement plotted means I'm going to send you a picture, Michelle, that you can put it in your chat for the people, a sample of what the plotted easement looks like. If there's 4 easements on there, we will blow up the plat map and we'll put 4 different colors on the map, and we'll tell you what item, which easement is it, and I'll show you exactly where the easement is.
Wow,
so if you
that's
have
very
somebody that says, I have people, now all of you have somebody say, oh, this is a big lot, I'm going to buy it and then do an ADU. That is telling you, you better have the title company plot the easement.
Okay.
Because what if they get it and they can't build? And they say, hey, Michelle, you told me it's a big lot. I can build a junior ADU and an ADU. Boy, the easement in the back. There is a pipe in the back. You can't build it. Okay. So those are the signals. Oh, those are the signs that you need to know. If your client says, I want to do, or even addition, or I want to tear it down and build. It's a 2,000 square foot house. You don't know if they're going to build a 5,000 square foot house. So that means plotted easement also. So my rule for some of my clients is that I know what they're doing. Everything is plotted. Okay. Plotted easement. It's a good idea. The title company, we don't charge you for it. It takes us 3 days. We don't charge, Peter. I know that most of the clients say, oh, that we don't charge for it. So I just want you to be really solid in doing your business.
Good. Very good service. Very good service.
And CC&R should be read. And especially bigger condos, the homeowner association rules and their meeting should be presented, and your client should read it. And also the lender really will need it. I have one client that was in a lawsuit years ago, the seller. What he does now, even if he buys all cash, he'll take out a small loan and pay it off just to make sure that the lender reviews all the budgets and everything. Because he got hurt one time. So, but if they don't have a loan, you should still get the HOA, get the budget, get the CCNR, get the minutes so that they can read it. The reserve, Peter, you know that when you have something breaks, something broken, you need money. So the reserve is important. For a builder, the builder is not easy. When you the builder built something, they have to set up a HOA before they even sell one. And they have to put a certain amount of money, depending how many units, according to the Department of Real Estate requirement, into the account. It cannot have an account with zero money. It is required by the Department of Real Estate to put money in. So the builder is putting money in to set up the HOA ahead of time.
Right.
And after they sold most of the unit, then the escrow can return the HOA money to the builder once it's set up. So all these are complicated. So if you have builders, they're new, please be careful. They don't know what they're doing, but I want you to know so you can guide them. Okay? So these things are a little more complicated, but you do have people that can help you with this. All right, Peter, I want to ask something because yesterday I got a call and it's a piece of lot in Pasadena, vacant lot. We caught two fraudulent deals because of vacant lot. Number one, vacant lot has no loan.
Right.
So title company cannot verify who the people are just by their signature because they didn't sign a loan. You know, we verify signature from the previous loans, from the loan that you signed. So I know, Peter, how you sign if you have a loan on your property. But vacant lot has no loan, so we don't know. One of my clients sold a property. This one is in San Dimas. Two couples from out of state. They're from Texas. And they called the realtor because her sign is all over the place. And they said that she's never met them. That's the key. Meet your client. Even on Zoom, even on video chat, you got to get to know your seller. So they put it in escrow. Everything was DocuSign. Peter, you know I love technology, but I don't like DocuSign because that's not real signature. All the contract, everything was signed. The buyer's agent is also one of my clients. Everything went really well until almost towards the end. Escrows also is excellent. We wanted verify they're going to sign in Texas, but we needed their driver's license to verify. They sent us photocopies of 4 driver's license, 2 couples. They're all fake. They sent it to, escrow was good enough to send it to us. And we looked at it, it's fake. They're all fake. So we asked them to go to our designated place in Texas to sign, or they can come over and sign and take their money. It's $800,000 all cash. It's not small chumps. I mean, if I were the seller, I will fly in, take a trip to Disneyland, you know, get the money, have a good time. And they kept yelling at the listing agent, and it was fake. They never, and then they didn't respond again. Luckily, we didn't close it. There is another property that's been listed 3 times, and I can't tell you the location. The older couple lives down in San Diego. Finally, somebody caught them and said, how come your property can't sell? I want to list it, They never list the property. Vacant lot again. So if you do have a vacant lot listing, please make every effort to meet with the sellers.
And just to add to that, guys,
Good advice.
we've been doing lately is we will not close. I won't close a transaction. We period here won't close a transaction unless we send our notaries out. So if our notaries go out, I know that and I'm going to request a copy of the driver's license. So I want our notary to go out. I want fingerprints taken. I want driver's license, because a notary's job is not to realize if a driver's license is real or not. But the one thing that is real is your fingerprint. So if we send our notaries out, we have more control if something's not real versus if it's fraud or if it's real. You'd have that fingerprint which would help if something went wrong.
Yeah, you're right. And then that's why escrow and us work very closely together. That's why this escrow is asking us, they want to sign in Texas and here's a driver's license. So we allow that. And because it's vacant lot, we wanted the copy and we looked at it, it was fake. And then we told them we want our notary in Texas to sign them and they refused. So that we caught that one. But it became a little hassle because the seller wanted to sue now because the real seller wanted to sue now. Okay, it didn't close. So the only damage was the realtor. Both of them worked for nothing. But I don't want you to even go that far. So if you have a vacant lot, be extra careful that you're buying or you're listing. You have to meet with the client. Even on FaceTime or video, I don't care. You can't just do everything DocuSign.
Yeah.
I like DocuSign for convenience when it's honest people using it, but too many dishonest people in the world. So we are putting on that red flag on the property that that's been listed several times. Title companies, we talk to each other. We'll tell each other that which property it might be a scam. So we do put red flags on, but I can't put red flags on everyone. Okay, so just be careful. Be on those vacant lot with no loans because we can't do it. Maria and I knows that we've been working on this so long. We in this industry for so long. We've seen everything. I'm very careful on trust, LLCs, anything when there's elderly involved. We are extra careful. Okay, and that's why Maya was saying that the statement of information is important. Please, number one, statement of information should be a real signature signed by the seller and the buyer. Those are the ones we verified the validity of the signature. I have an agent that signed it for the client because the client was out of town. Don't do that. You can't sign anybody's signature because we look at the SI and the seller signed it. We go back and look at his deed of trust, and that's how we verify signature.
Wow.
Okay, and that's why SI has another purpose, not just the information. We want live signature. Peter, we know, Marie, PCOR, preliminary change of ownership form from the county. They want live signature. You
Yeah.
can't just type it in there. You can't
Mhm.
DocuSign that.
Yeah.
And there's a purpose, there's a reason, a very good reason behind it. So the confidential information, please, realtors, I've seen it. Do not sign for them because when it comes back to us, we say that's not the signature, then it's going to delay the closing.
Yeah.
And you can't sign people's name for them anyway. You're not supposed to.
That's for starters.
Okay.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's forgery. Okay, so don't do that. So
Okay.
everybody, I appreciate your attention. I talk a lot, but I know my stuff. So if you have any question, difficulties, even with other transactions, let me know if I can think outside of the box. And all of the experts here are experts in what we do, and we're here to help you grow and help you make money safely. Keep them in your pocket. Keep the money in your pocket. All right. Thank you so much, Nancy
right,
Chan,
thank
lawyer
you.
title.
Thank you. The Nancy is very good information, and I'm sure that from now on we'll be more careful with the vacant land without the loans. Those are the easiest fraudulent deals going on right now. Okay. All right. I think Paula just came in late, right, Paula? No. Okay.
Oh, it's me, Angie. I came
Oh,
late.
Angie,
That's
sorry.
Paula.
Okay.
How are you
Angie,
guys?
go ahead.
Oh,
Angie.
okay. Thank you, Peter. Hi, guys. Angie Tang, First American Title. So just be aware that, like Nancy said, all we're trying to do is just to make sure that we close those transactions correctly. So if we ask more information for whatever reason, it's probably because we need to ask more information to verify the ownership and make sure that the transaction is going correctly. So we're here to help ensure your transactions, but we're also here to help you grow your business. So when it comes to farming, let us know how we can help you grow your business because there are so many different resources that we can offer. All you have to do is ask us and then we can guide you along through it. We have next sellers, we have hot movers, we have all these different types of farms that can elevate your next level to getting those listings. And I'm here to help you do so. Angie Tang, First American Title. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Angie. Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, now before I go into the listing and sales, I would like to make some announcements. As you know, the CRE the win is going well, and we are in the 6th session already. there will be another 4 sessions for this month. It will be ending in the end of May. So for those who are attending those the seminars, make sure that you attend at least 80% of the classes in order to be certified as the commercial agents for Coldwell Banker Commercial. So and then this week will be on the financial analysis. Is very useful for the commercial real estate. Make sure that you don't miss it. And there's a lot of good tips on the financial analysis tools. Okay, and there will be no lunch and learn this Wednesday, but we do have a Friday training, regular Friday training by Michelle. She'll be touching on the commercial lease. Last week we talked about the residential lease, and this week we're going to talk about the commercial lease. So it will be a very useful training also. Hope you can attend. Okay, with that, I would like to go into the Michelle, do you have anything to add?
No, I
Okay.
hope that you can all attend Friday. Last Friday was pretty good. We had a lot of attendees. We just kind of learn and review together. So I look forward to seeing you all for the commercial car lease.
Okay. All right, thank you. Now for the listing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 listings. Pretty good. And we also have about 7 sales. So as I said, the activity in our office has been going up, and we're happy about that. We hope to maintain that momentum. Let's look at the new listing. The first one is by Lily Yuan, commercial lease for 4,400 per month. And then we have Laura Shen, also a commercial lease of 3,500 per month for a property in Pasadena. Nina Shi and Tatiana has a condo listing in Monterey Park for 708,000. Juan Villalante has a residence listing on in Apple Valley for 440,000. Trisha Nguyen has a condo listing in San Gabriel for 1.238 million. She also has another condo listing in San Gabriel for 1.288 million. Pretty good. Congratulations, Trisha. And then Shimi Cam and Harrison Cam has a commercial lease, 3,400 per month in West Covina. Inashi also has a condo in Alhambra listed for 840,000. Now, as for the sales, Shimi Cam double-ended the lease in Monterey Park for 139,000. Lance Yu has a sale of residence in Juniper Valley for 1.05 million. Rita Stang has a lease, commercial lease for 46,200. Then Shimi Cam and Harrison Cam has 2 leases in West Covina. One of them is $120,109 and the other one is $427,221 and both of them are 5% commission. So that's pretty good. And then Nina has 2 condos in escrow and all double-ended in Alhambra. Both of them are 840,000 also. And Nina's doing pretty good. She's been selling a lot of condos in Monterey Park and Alhambra. And then we have Judy Salisaw for a lease, a commercial lease, $1,460 per month in Covina. So as I said, we have pretty good activities both in listing and sales. And the month of April was pretty good, and hopefully we can maintain the momentum this month. Okay, any more sales or listings that I missed, or any reduction in price that you want to share? This is the time to speak up. No? Okay. If no, then I would like to share my topics today, which is the common CRMNS violations. You know, recently, one of our agents get dinged by the CRMLS for those violations, and he has to go through the disciplinary hearing, and even the brokerage has been fined. So I want to revisit the CRMLS violations with you, and so that you can be aware of what is not allowed in the CRMLS, and be very careful, because once they find that you violated it, hey, they won't let you go easily, and then they will fine you. They will require you to go through the ethic classes and trainings, and if you're not careful, you can you can lose your privilege in the MLS listing also. So it is very important to visit the violations, the CRMLS violations periodically, so that you are clear of what is allowed and what is not allowed in the CRMLS. Okay. Now they have a certain policy. It is called this MLS citation policy. Now the purpose of this policy is to ensure the integrity of the MLS, including the currency and the accuracy of the informations. Now the number of violations will be tracked. It will be tracked in a calendar basis. In other words, each year it will be refreshed into and tracking it into in number of violations for particular agents. Now, the policy is that if a listing contains one or more violation at the same time, it will be considered as one violation. And if you have more than one violation the same day, all this violation will be considered as one violation on the same day. And they will send a notice of violation to both the subscriber and the responsible participants, and also they'll send it to the brokerage, so that if there's your supervising broker will have aware of your violation of the MLS. The fine amount will be determined by total number of violations accumulated by MLS members during that particular calendar years. So each year they refresh you. They start from the beginning. So in other words, if you have a 3-year violation in 2024, when 2025 comes, it will start with a clean slate. You start with 0. Okay, so your fine will be according to how many violations you violated during that particular calendar year. And then you have to pay the fines within 15 days of receipt of the violations notice. And they're very strict about that. They are not bashful into adding the penalties and interest on the delinquent violation notice. Okay. Now, if you believe that you're fined wrongly, and you can appeal, but the appeal process is slow, and you have to pay the penalty or the fine first in order to appeal, because the appeal process can take 3 months, 4 months. Now, if you don't pay the fines, and you may result in the suspension of MLS privilege. And as you know, if you lose that MLS privilege, you can't do anything. You cannot list your property, you cannot advertise your listing, and you might as well just stay home. So now, if you violate more than 3 in one particular year, and you have to go through what they call disciplinary hearing. and then explain why you violate so you have so many violations within that year. Okay, and it's not a very a pleasant process. It takes a long time and it takes a lot of efforts, and it's just not worth it. So try not to exceed 3 violations per year. And then the fine schedule is divided into tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And that, as you can tell, the tier 1 is the first violation and is a mild violation. Tier 2 is more advanced, and tier 3 is also more severe, and so on. So and then for tier 1, the first violation is just a warning letter. Second violation, you have to attend class in lieu of the fine, and sometimes you have to pay $100 to $300. And for the subsequent violation, you may have to pay up to $1,000. And the violation must be corrected within 2 calendar days of the notice. And if you remain uncorrected, and they will add on to the penalty and some more violations on top of the violations. And the maximum that they can you can accumulate is $15,000. But you don't want to go to the route, the $15,000 is a lot of money, and everybody will be unhappy about that, and you'll be so frustrated, and you don't want to go to that route. Okay, and not too many people will exceed the maximum amount of $15,000. Now, so why compliance matters? Well, because you want to avoid the fees, right? But sometimes the fees or the fines can amount to $2,500. It's pretty hefty penalties. And then also you have to protect your license and brokerage reputation, and if you get too many violations, your MLS privilege will be suspended, and all that. So, and also ensure the ethical and accurate information for your clients. Now, the most common violation in tier 1, it's not an exclusive listing of the violations in tier 1, but it's just the most common ones. And if you want to see all the violation, you go to the MLS rules and regulations, and to the particular sections, you get all those violations. But I'm just going to point out one of the most common violations. Now, the first one for the tier 1 is a failure to update listing status promptly. Which means that like you sometimes you go active, you go pending, and vice versa, and you get the listing off the market and or coming soon, things like that. And also inaccurate property data. For example, the number of bedroom and bathroom, and the square footage and stuff like that. Anything that has the physical data for the property, or missing or incorrect direction of map locations for the property, or a late input of sales data. Okay, the penalty start from the warning, and then you go $100 and go, and then the more serious one will be $300 per violations. And the tier 2, the most common ones are unauthorized cancellation or withdrawal of listing, or failure to correct non-listing errors after the MLS notification, or the failure to disclose dual variable commissions, or incomplete or missing listing agreements. And the penalty is started with the warning, and then it goes to $250, and then the third violation will go $500. And then you have more serious tier 3, which is more severe. There's examples of those tier 3 is the sharing of MLS access credential or passcodes like the lock boxes, and listing property without written authority, or we using another agent's photo without permission. Now this can be tricky because sometimes you don't know where the pictures come from, and sometimes you think that the pictures belong to you or belong to your photographer. But once you put in the MLS owns the right of the property, and they have a watermark there once you use it and post it in the MLS. And then if you use that watermarked photo for your subsequent listing, you violated this section, and then you can be fined very dearly. You know, one time one of the agent in our company got fined $1,000 just for that, even though the photo belonged to the agent's photographer, and the photographer allowed them to use the photograph. But since the photograph belonged to MLS, after you put in an MLS and they have a watermark on it, and when you use that again, well, that's a violation, and that's $1,000 fine penalty. Okay, so be very careful. And then you have the misuse of MLS data for personal advertising, and this is one of the area that one of the agents got penalized too. Is that they got expired listing from the MLS, and they use the expired listing data to advertise their services, and when he get caught, and he get fined dearly too. So be very careful. And lastly, is marketing coming soon, listing publicly without a waiver. And then on top of that, you have the very special high fine offenses, which are pretty new. These three things are new, and it has to do with the NAR, the settlement. You know, remember that the settlement, you cannot have you cannot advertise what the seller will pay for the buyer's broker. This is a hefty penalty, $2,500, and also you have to before you show the property or offer property, you have to have a buyer's representation agreement. And so, you know, if you don't have that, you'll be fined $2,500. And then if you offer the buyer agent compensation on the MLS, this is also a violation of the policy and also a violation of the settlement agreement. It must be another $2,500. And if you have any inaccurate or hidden compensation disclosure to seller or landlord in the MLS, it will be $2,500 also. So these are the fines with a warning. Okay, you don't. It's not like the tier 1, tier 2 that you have a warning. You don't have the warning. Once they caught you, you have to pay the $2,500. No question asked. Okay, so this you have to be very careful. This is very severe penalties. So the tips to stay compliant is that you double check your listing input before submitting. You update the status changes within 1 day, 1 business day. And also, if you want to advertise your listing to public, remember the CCP, the clear cooperation policy. You have to let the MLS know within 1 business day after you publicly advertise your property. Okay, and also you use unbranded approved photograph and tours, and also you keep a signed listing agreement on file, and don't share any login credential or MLS data with anybody. Okay, so these are very basic things that you have to comply. So I have added the data. I mean a table where you see the type tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, where the rules and regulations sections are. If you want to know more about it, you can go to those sections, and read about it. And it's very useful. So this table you should keep and post it on your desk, and so that you remind you of what the MLS violations are, and so you'll be vigilant in keeping the rules and regulations, in compliance. So, okay, so at this point, I want to stop sharing and see if you have any questions. And once in a while, you should go to the rules and regulations, MLS, and acquaint yourself with all those provisions. Any questions about MLS violations? I know it's a very dry subject, but it's a necessary evil that I have to remind you once in a while. Okay? Any questions? Everybody's so quiet today. Did I went over time? Oh, it's only 5 minutes over time. That's okay. Anything you want to discuss? Jimmy, you have any questions?
No questions, my friend. I'm just listening. Thank you.
Okay.
Peter, I want to say thank you for sharing this information. I had no idea that it gets so complicated and so erroneous, or creating a great hardship on agents, especially showing our property without a buyer's agency agreement. That's the big one.
Yeah, it's 2,500 penalty, David.
So thank you for bringing it to our attention. I would be deeply in debt by now, man.
I know, but don't get caught. If you do.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any more questions? Well, if not, I would like to adjourn the meeting, and I wish you a very nice week. And as I said, this is a good time to go out and do business. Okay. And hopefully you have a good year. All right. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
you. Thank
Bye,
you.
Angie. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Peter.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye, Peter.
Bye, Jamie.